Hey y'all. Hey y'all, hey. Um, Come on in, hit the like button. I know it is very late. Um, that I am doing is actually not it's late slash early in the morning. It is 12:51 a.m. my time, but it is September 18th. So I said I'm gonna go ahead and do my um September live challenge. Um and if y'all hear like an echo, I am in the restroom. I'm not using the restroom. I'm just in the restroom. If y'all did not know, the restroom, the tub, it's just something about the restroom. It's just, you know how some people have their favorite spot in their house. Like some people, when they anxious, they go in a closet. They call it they prayer closet. Well, for me, when my anxiety is anxiety or whatever, if there's like a lot going on, um, I typically go straight to the tub and I fill it up with water and I sit and I relax, you know, and I gather myself together. So, um, if you are watching this on the replay, make sure you please hit the like button. Um, please hit the like button. But so if you are watching this, um I did a live talking about um my niece and that whole situation or whatever. And y'all, I had to one calm down. I had to calm down. Um when it comes to me, I am that auntie that's gonna always step on behalf of my nieces and my nephews because they are children. And a lot of times, children process things, but they are not able to effectively communicate what's going on with them and how they feel and what they have going on in their little heads. Y'all, I see 7 people in here. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Please and thank you. Please double tap the screen. Hit the like button. Um, they're not able to process what goes on in their little heads. So, one thing I'ma always do as an auntie is speak up for my babies. You know what I'm saying? Um, because there's a lot that I went through in life that I don't want for them. You know, there's a lot that I've been through in life that I don't want for them. So when it comes to the interest, the best interest of my nieces and my nephews, I'm gonna always speak up. I'ma always say what I feel. Um, and most times, I realize that I'm just the auntie, so I do try not to overstep my boundaries. I feel like I say it in a respectful way, but it's just like, I'm going to always say what I feel in regards to the best interest of the kids. So, um, when I got off the live, while I was on the live, I was very much so upset. Y'all, I called my favorite cousin. I had a talk with her, and she was just like, why is she gonna move? Like, that don't make sense. And so I was like, yeah, I know it don't make sense. And so I was just talking to her or whatever. And here's the thing. I am a child of parents that I feel like, not that I feel like, I'm a child of parents that made decisions and did not include my well-being and things like that in the decisions that they made. So when I get on here and I talk about, when I get on here and I talk about things and I'm so passionate about it, I am that way because I myself have been through things. Like, prime example, when I was 12 years old, 12, that's still very much so young, my mom and my daddy got a divorce. My daddy told me that the divorce was due to money. Later on, when I got older, I found out it was because my daddy was cheating on my mama after being with her for 22 years. Like, my daddy didn't have his children in mind when he made that decision to cheat on my mama. He did what he wanted to do. He didn't have his children in mind. He didn't have the best interest for his children in mind. He just did what he wanted to do. And then not only after that, shortly after that, he packed his stuff and moved to a whole nother state and just left his kids down here. Now, my daddy never turned his back on us, but, I know what it feels like. I'm the product of parents that made decisions and did not involve their children. So, when I got up here and I went live and I was very upset about her making decisions and not taking her time and not including Rain, I can be passionate about those things because I've been through those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I'm trying to be controlling and don't want the girl to heal and don't want her to carry on. However, when you have children, you have to plan accordingly. You have to move accordingly. First of all, you got to pray and see if God even wants you to move. You could move away from your help, and because you didn't pray about the move first, God will put you in a position to where at that point you have no choice but to trust him. Because now you done made a decision without praying first. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then too, is like, Rain mama is very sheltered. Rain mama has not nearby been through the amount of things that I've been through. We have two totally different upbringings. Even as an adult, things that I've been through, she has not been through. She has not lost a parent. She's lost a boyfriend, but she hasn't lost a parent. She has not lost a sibling. She's lost a boyfriend, but she has not lost a sibling. She's never been without. She's never been homeless. She's never been this. She's never been that. She's never been, it's a lot that I've been through that she has not been through. And so while I was in the tub soaking, God said, Key, I found my purpose in life a long time ago. And I've always knew my purpose was to help people, because that's something that I'm real passionate about doing. Like, I love helping people, whether it be monetarily, whether it be physically, whether it be emotionally, whether it be spiritually. Like, I've always been a giver. I've always been, like, just a person to help people. So God told me, he said, Key, you remember when you was out there and you was lost and you was out there living your life, and remember when you didn't even consider me, when you wasn't even praying to me, when you wasn't even talking to me, when you was just out there living life, doing what you was doing, however you was doing it. Remember when your daddy came to me on your behalf and prayed for you? Do the same thing for her. She's hurting. She's lost. She don't know me like you know me. And I just said, you know what? That's true. That's true. This girl don't know God like I know God. Because God is only going to work in your life when you have people, like when you get close to him, when and then it's like when you don't, when things are happening in your life and you don't acknowledge that it's God, like, it's a difference when God has really worked on your behalf in your life. Like, and I don't feel like that's happened for her. I don't feel like that's happened for her. So I said, you know what? Instead of getting angry or feeling some type of way about the situation, I just went to God on her behalf. Because when I was out and I wasn't praying to God like I was supposed to and living life how I wanted to, baby, I know my daddy was praying for me day in and day out. Because even when I was homeless and I was sleeping at bus stops, I was protected. No harm came against me, no nothing. So you know what? I'm going to go to God on her behalf. I'm going to go to God on her behalf. Because I know she hurt. I know she's lost. I know she's, confused. I've went to God on her behalf, and I'm going to forever go to God on her behalf. Not only for the sake of my niece, but for the sake of her, because she thinks that escaping reality is the way to go, and escaping reality is not the way to go. When somebody passes away, that stays with you forever. It don't matter where you move in the United States. You can move to Africa, you can move to China, Paris, wherever. When somebody leaves you, that's that. You're left to deal with that. You have to face that reality. But when you get closer to God, he gives you that peace. See, I found that out when my daddy passed away. And even now, when my brother passed away this year, it hurt me. It hurt me to my core. But because I was closer to God this year than I was last year, I was able to still function. I was able to still push through in life, even though it was hard. I was able to show up for my niece and my niece and my nephew in ways that I probably wouldn't have been able to show up if I did not have the peace of God in me. So it's just, I just want her to just really, get to know God. And because now my brother is not here. My brother is not here. So she can she can start that for herself. Go around, find her a good church home, you know, for her and her baby. Because see, people don't realize how good they got it until it stopped. Like, yeah, you're able to live in your mama house rent free, but baby, listen, it's God that keep your mama going. It's God that gives your mama the strength to get up every day and be able to go to work and provide for her household. When all of that comes to an end, then what? If you don't know how to trust God and lean on God, it's baby, you gonna be in a whirlwind of trouble. Like, you're going to be in a whirlwind of trouble. So, it's like, I don't know. I just said, Key, do your due diligence. Go to God on her behalf. Talk to God. You know, ask him to put her in a position like he put you in a position. Y'all know I told y'all that, I didn't get closer to God until it was like when I got isolated and I got by myself, you know? So, y'all, prayerfully, she, you know, with me praying to God and being patient with her, like, y'all, I'm sorry. When it comes to adults, like, even when I was trying to explain certain things to her, she was just like, oh, well, sometimes when grown people got their mind set up on something, they just got their mind set up on that. And I know that for a fact because it's the same way with me. When I got my mind set up on something, I just got my mind set up on it. And that's just that on that. And that's just that on that. So, you know, I just pray that she, find God, get closer to him so that her and her baby can live the life that they deserve, because she's not going to be able to do it on her own. Like, you cannot live life on your own. You cannot live life without God. You cannot live life. Trust me, I've tried it several times. Even here recently, I stayed doing stuff on my own free will and I stay failing. You cannot, you just, like, yeah. Nothing is, you can't, God is everything. Literally. Literally. You cannot do nothing without God. And when you don't ask him to order your steps, and when you don't do things on his timing and in his will, baby, it's gonna fail. Period. Every single time. Every single time. So I just said, maybe I need to share a lot of my life stories with her, because, when her and my brother was together, I know for a fact there was a lot of things that he didn't tell her. I know for a fact there's a lot of things that he didn't tell her. And it's not for me to air him out because he's not here. It's just for me to tell her about my life and the things that God has done for me and how he's helped me through, so that maybe she can see, like, like, oh, like this is God and this is what God can do. Like, yeah, this is what God can do. Like, just look at me. Just look at me. Okay? Even child, you know, I pray for peace and comfort within her. I pray that God's peace is given to her, because you know, I know she's lost. My brother was her first boyfriend for real that she's ever had. So, you know, I get it. That's all she know. But if I can make it through, she can make it through. My daddy was all I knew. And trust me, when my daddy left here, I felt the same way she felt. But look at me now. Like, I'm nowhere near perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. But, baby, God then took me from here to there, and he's not even done yet. He finna take me from here to there to there to there. Okay? If I can get my life together and do what I need to do for me. But, you know, it's like, and she don't realize how change can be scary. She's not processing it at the fact that Rain is 2 and her little brain can only process so much. And y'all, literally every time Rain asks for her daddy, y'all, it be, I want to cry so bad, but I don't cry in front of her, because as a 32-year-old, I cry for my daddy every day. Like, she's 2. I'm 32. I lost my daddy at 2. She lost her daddy at the age of 2. I lost my daddy at the age of 30. So I can't even imagine how she feels. Like, she's not even processing. She can't even process what happened to her daddy for real. Her brain is not that mature. She's very smart, but she's not that smart to where she's, you know. So, yeah. I mean, I know they gonna be okay. I just, you know, her mama have to have a clear heart and an open mind, and know that the people that's telling her things is people that have been there, done that. Like, and I had to learn that. You know, sometimes when you just living your life, you just want to live your life, and you just want to live your life how you want to live your life. But sometimes God put people on certain assignments, and when God placed somebody in your life and they're there to give you a certain piece of information, you know, it's to you to listen. Like, God put this person in your life to tell you XYZ. You cannot cancel nobody's assignment. You can't, if God put this person in your life to steer you on the right track, or whatever the case may be, you cannot take that assignment from that person. You cannot come in between God's work, period. So, you know, everybody that's talking to her is just people that have her best interest at heart. That's all it is. You know, now it's up to her to listen, you know. But like I said earlier, a hard head makes a soft behind. You know, you can't come to people after, you know, we tried to tell you, like, hey, don't move. You need to pray first. You need to do this. And then when it don't work, then you coming to tell us, well, I had to move back to Houston because ... All we gonna do is shake our head, because we told you. We told you what to do. You didn't want to listen. But it's not for her to listen to us. She need to listen to God. I mean, you listen to everybody. People that God put in your life, you listen to God. You listen to the people that he put in your life. You listen, you know. So, I guess she'll get it, hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully sooner than later. I just don't want that little baby going through any extra things that she don't have to, because I can't even imagine losing my daddy at the age of 2. That's traumatic enough. That's a lot of trauma right there, you know. Just Rain trying to process what the heck happened to her daddy. That's a lot. That's a lot. Imagine as a 2-year-old kid, you went from seeing your daddy every single day to now not seeing him at all. And you can't even process what the heck happened for real, let alone express it. So, yeah, y'all. I don't know. Hopefully God will come through. Not hopefully. I know God will come through. But she got to get to know him for herself too, you know. You can't. People can only intercede on your behalf for so long. And again, I know that to be true because God, my daddy interceded for me for so long until he was taken away from here, and then I had no choice but to get reconnected to God and get closer to him for myself. So that's just the way life works. That's just the way life works. You cannot move at your own free will. You cannot. So prayerfully things will work out, and hopefully she, you know, she'll get what she need to make it through this situation and not have to distance herself and pull her baby away from all of her family. And y'all, when she said that, I think it really more so pissed me off because it's like, girl, we, on behalf of like the family, we just lost my brother, and now you trying to take the last little piece of what we have of him, you trying to take her and move her away. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's not only a lot for her, it's a lot for us, you know. And it's you know, when you have children, yes, you do have to take everybody's feelings into consideration, because honestly, it's the village. It's the village. Can't nobody raise no child on their own. It's the village that come through for you. So yes, you do have to take the village's feelings into consideration, because if your village stop, what do you have? Nothing. If your village don't come through, what do you have? Nothing. You know? So, yeah, y'all. That's all I got. That's my 30 minutes. I didn't talk to y'all my whole 30 minutes. So, yeah. I really need to be asleep. I'm finna lay down in a minute. And close my eyes. And I love y'all, and I will see y'all, or talk to y'all in the next one. Peace. Good night, morning, night, morning, whatever. Peace.